Hello, friends and SilkSong aficionados. I am Sad Monster Party, and today I'm walking you through my 5th SilkSong mod, entitled SilkFlies for Hornet. When I very first played this game, I guess I assumed that at some point I, as the player, would gain control of the SilkFlies themselves. It's a video game trope. So here's the first SilkFly we see in the game, in the opening cutscene. It's descending, it's landing on the top, and then casting a spell. And it just killed an entire armada, troop of warriors, and nearly killed their hostage. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. You can play the game if you want to see any more. But that's the first appearance of the SilkFly. So I kind of anticipated that it would be very slow and a little bit butterfly-ish and random, but very powerful. Hornet. I am fierce, and I come to your aid. Hold bind for 2 seconds, and I will kill any who stand betwixt us, even if it is the last thing I do. So I wanted to make that obvious that my mod was not part of the game. It's trying to exist within the logic of the game and the general vibe of the universe, but I wanted to make it clear that it was a mod. So if I tap bind, the game will function as normal. I should clarify also, I currently am icing a fractured wrist. Fractured this real good Thursday night, so that is going to be elevated and iced, and over here, underneath that, and I will be playing with one hand. Now, I did have the idea for this originally when I first played the game, and it was kind of low on my priority list. And then after I fractured the wrist and I just couldn't do a lot of things that I needed and wanted to do, I decided to try to build this entirely via voice to text, because typing one-handed was just too frustrating, and voice to text was also frustrating but less frustrating for programming. And I decided to test it one-handed and try to not only create the vision of the mod that I saw in my head while I was playing through the game for the first time, but also give people a way to take the game very slowly. So if you hold bind for 2 seconds while you're only down 1 health, the extra silk will weave a SilkFly. Also, I think the word betwixt is funny. So just to be clear, I am just doing this. Now, playing with these does let you maintain a lot more safe distance, with the disadvantage being you're not collecting silk, so you don't really have the option to heal. They also are generally attracted primarily to Hornet. You saw that one just swoop up real fast. That's about their max speed. Ah! Gonna dying in Moss Grotto. So they're primarily attracted to Hornet. They are repulsed from each other. And there's a lot of noise and randomness in their movements and in the way that they become aggressive or passive. Or in modern gamer speak, aggro. They also do not persist between rooms. So it's really hard to jump and attack at the same time, which I would normally do to fight these guys. That kind of works. But like right now, with my hand movements, fighting this guy is quite difficult. Oh, actually I got him that time. But they will follow very slowly behind me while repulsing from each other. There are the actual in-game SilkFlies, which are visibly quite different. Again, I wanted to make it obvious that this was a mod, but maybe later I'll replace them with visuals that are more consistent with the game. I mean, I guess it's a mod. I could just dig through and get those animation frames and probably attach that. That wouldn't be impossible, but it would take a moment. There is more details to this mod if you continue to spawn them at benches. And I'm going to try to attempt to fight Moss Mother like this, which is not going to go great. But hopefully one of these guys will come to my aid, because it's really hard to, like... Oh! Well, she just flew right into that. Oh, and there's yet another SilkFly in-game. So that is my quick introduction to my SilkFlies mod. This is currently free on Bepinex. I just made it because it was an idea that I had, and it's been in my brain for a bit, and I honestly did not have a whole lot else productive that I could do with one hand. And I didn't want to... For my first programming project using voice to text, I didn't want to do anything that was like super sensitive or important, just because it was just too frustrating, and pain meds and the whole nine and lack of sleep from pain have been not keeping me firing all cylinders. So I wanted to do something productive, but I didn't want to do something that, like, if I messed up, it'd be a problem. So I modded SilkSong. Yeah. So they exist on different Z layers. You can see them changing depth and size, and kind of swimming around and repulsing from each other and randomly engaging and disengaging with objects in the scene. Here's the full hitboxes of everything. So those are their engagement and disengagement spheres for being aggressive and tracking Hornet. But I was really happy with the way that this came together. I like the visuals, and especially when you're at a chill area like a bench, I think it's really neat that these guys just kind of like float about. All of the bench rooms in this game are very serene and very artful. There's cool ambience, there's neat little music, there's always particles, and having a few of these guys also just flying around, checking things out, and, you know, bouncing off of each other just a little bit. They definitely move fastest when they're particularly far away from Hornet, or when they are particularly close to each other. But I love the curviness of the tails. I feel like it has kind of an artsy brushstrokey vibe like this game does. Obviously, there's some like jagged edges in the tails that I'm not thrilled with, but they're kind of neat in their own way, I guess. Especially that like zigzaggy one immediately to Hornet's left a second ago. And I need to slow their rotation speed maybe so they don't. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about a lot of it. But anyway, that is SilkSong mod number 5 from me. Again, I'm Sad Monster Party. Please give it a try. I just made it for giggles. It's free. It should not affect anything significantly in the game besides, what they do. But please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the internet things, and stick around because I plan on continuing this brand of shenanigan. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.